Hi, you guys. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. How is everyone doing? Let me just make sure this is live real quick. And it's so funny. I got a phone call literally right before I was going live. So I had to take that really quick. That's just how the universe works. But this case is driving me crazy. What about you guys? Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, it says I'm live. Okay, sweet. Let's just get right into it. So I have a few live feeds up so we can track what's going on. And uh-oh. 1 second. Okay, here we are. Hello. Hey, Wrathful. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Angela. How are you doing? I have his feed too. You're watching his live outside. They took luminol. They're there for 3 hours. So let me go right to our slides. Yes. So this was the biggest thing there was a lot of big things that have happened since when did we talk about this? This was not yesterday. It was the day before yesterday, right? So there was one of the local news stations that got like the one of the ransom notes. They said that they gave an amount. They said it was $6 million. We hadn't heard that from anyone else, but this was one of the stations that had actually received the note. But then they backtracked it today. And let me go to, I think sometimes the videos play better when I go to my actual X. So I'm going to go here so you guys can hear it.
$6 million kidnappers demanded the Guthries pay them $6 million before this Monday at 5 p.m., threatening Nancy's life if the deadline was missed. Pima County Sheriff Chris kidnappers demanded the Guthries.
Yeah, so that was a station. Yeah, K. John. Let's see. Because then they put out something saying that, oh, we misspoke. Like it wasn't confirmed by Here it is. So it's like editor's note, law enforcement has not confirmed the ransom amount referenced in the letter, but it's like they got the letter. So they read the letter, and then Today's show co-host Savannah Guthrie released a video on Saturday telling the potential kidnappers of Guthrie that she has received their message.
Today's show host Savannah Guthrie with her siblings.
But so they made an editor's note about that, but I thought that was a little bit strange, right? Because, oh, hey, I don't know if I've seen you here before. How you doing? Kenny's making breakfast while listening. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. JLR is cool because he's there. Yeah, he's boots on the ground, and he's one of the only ones. I really want to know what kind of camera he uses, or if he just has like multiple batteries, because he always has like pretty clear footage, and his battery seems to never run out. And maybe he has multiple phones, who knows? But yeah, so anyways, I just thought that was kind of like a little bit of a strange thing, because in my mind, like, I mean, this was one of the local stations that read the letter. So I don't know if that's true, if the $6 million is true or not. I mean, I just don't know why they would say it if it wasn't. But either way, it's like, well, if she's not, with the latest, did you guys see the latest video that the family had put out? Oops, let me go to it 1 second. In the latest one, I had not understood it. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me just pull it up here for you guys. Like when I first listened to it, I thought like the tone was really weird and was really strange. And then because I didn't put that together. I'm going to show it to you first. It's only 20 seconds. I'm sure you've heard it by now.
We beg you. We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us. And we will pay.
So that was really, and I put the words here. Yeah, we received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. And at first I was like, wait, what? Celebrate with her? Like, why are you talking about your peace? And I was so confused. And then because, I wasn't ready to totally accept like the fact that it sounds like they, for some reason, believe she's gone. Then it makes more sense, because it's like somehow they understood a message that like she's not with us, and they want her like body returned so they could do a celebration of life with her, and that this is, the only way that they could have peace, which that makes sense, and that's very valuable to us, and we will pay. But like my question is, what sort of stupid kidnappers are these where like you want to keep the person alive usually to get the money, right? And if they are asking for, I mean, we know it's going to be a lot of money. We don't know if that 6 million is confirmed. Well, they're saying it's not confirmed, but let's just say it is in the millions. Why would she not be alive? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's bizarre. So we're going to keep going. Let me go back to my slides. And so then we get to, oh yeah, this was just a little tiny thing. But yeah, so the sheriff was at like the baseball or the basketball game last night, or not even last night. It was actually like, oh, sorry. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. There we go. So, yeah, it was, I mean, I didn't think it was like that big of a deal. Apparently it was like at 2 p.m. or something. And so like some people were like, oh, like this is such a bad look. Like he's so bad. And I didn't really see it like that. I mean, yeah, it's terrible optics. Don't get me wrong. Like really, really terrible optics. But, I think my thing is stuck. But I think that at the same time, to me, it signaled, I was like, okay, well, we can all breathe, because he's not going to be doing something like this if he knows that they're about to like break something, So I was like, we have a few hours, like at least, I like 3 or 4 hours probably where nothing's going to break in this case. But it just so happened that this was like the same time yesterday when Savannah and the siblings released that video for the ransom note. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then last night they were searching at Annie's home for 3 hours. And this was just a little, so this JLR Investigates was live, and let me go to that. I said it was, well, this is actually wrong. There's 3 Ellie vehicles. It was for 3 hours. There was flash photos taken, and then my question was like, how did Ellie get in? Like, were they given a key? Like, is the family still, cooperating, or like was someone there that let them in? Was it the previous warrant that's been expanded, or was there a new warrant? I mean, I just had a few questions. It was interesting. I heard it was only local, like it was only the sheriff office and local, and no FBI there. So that part was kind of interesting to me. Let me go back to my X page so we can see what I was referring to. Oh yeah, because I just thought I liked this video. This is what it sounded like there at night.
Listen to this.
With the coyotes.
That was in back of their house. Yo, this is outside the home of Annie and Tommaso, and there's coyotes.
Anyways, but so there was some flash photography and stuff going on, and they said it looked like in the house in the garage. Let me go to this live footage for you right now. It looks like the law enforcement is doing some, they're on the property. So now they're back at Nancy's home. Oh my gosh, look who's here. Hey, Laura. So Laura's one of my mods, and most of you guys probably don't see her in my live streams because she does usually a morning crew, and my streams are normally later. So she's on part of the amazing, like, honestly, Laura and Christina and Khaleesi, they literally are the backbone of the stream. They're the backbone of a lot of streams probably. So, yeah. Anyways, I just want to say hi to all of you. You said it sounds like that, but on a smaller scale next to me. Yeah, I know. I love the sound of the coyotes. It reminds me of home. Oh, yes, Wrathful. So you said, where did they find the camera on the roof? It was at Nancy's house. And remember we covered that on the last stream. And so it looked like, it didn't look like it was hiding or anything. So I don't know if they have any, like, if there was like a local storage on those Nest cams or something. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So, wow, I'm so excited to see some of my favorite people here. Know what podcast is that? Oh, Kenny says, have any of you seen the Interview Room podcast? Yes, I have. And I did actually, I was going to pull up something from them because they caught some things somehow I had missed in all of this. Was that initially, sorry, let me turn my notifications off. You want to know who that is? It's CJ. I wonder if she wants to come on. Okay. I'm surprised she's like not like already betting on the Super Bowl. Okay. So let me go back. Oh yeah, so the Interview Room is, yeah, it's very good. So I actually had a clip from them. Oh look, hold on, let me take the comment off the screen. So they're kind of showing over the house right now. And so last night though, and I'll go back to the Interview Room, Kenny. Thank you for reminding me because I actually have them pulled up. But I just want to say, like, so last night they were at Annie's house, the sister who lives 10 minutes away. And remember, it was the sister and the sister's husband, Tommaso, who allegedly that night they had dinner with Nancy and then they drove her home. So they're the last ones to have seen her. And a few days ago, they had towed Nancy's car, remember? But from her home. But before that, they had towed Annie's car. And so I just thought it was interesting. Like they had towed her car like several days, even before this. And then they were back at the home last night taking photos. And I mean, it could be anything. Like it could even be that maybe maybe when they towed the car, they were supposed to have like, documented the scene and they didn't do it. I don't know. But because there's just a lot of questions with this case. So it is interesting that now they're back at Nancy's house. And so tomorrow at 5 p.m. Local time, we're in Tucson, Arizona there, supposedly is when like this ransom is due. But it does also sound like, the way the siblings were speaking that like, we don't actually know is Nancy still with us? And so they were searching the property. So let me go back a little bit. And I have 2 live streams up. So this one is, well, look at that. I got to get into this drone game. Does anyone have a drone? I need to learn how to do this. So, and I also started thinking, because I was like, they made a statement today. Let me go to my other screen. They did make a statement today saying the sheriff's office said that there was no, here, let's go to this tab instead. Look, this was also, they were like opened a manhole and were sticking a stick in there and then they closed it. Apparently 2 of them. Yes, this was the statement from today. It says the Nancy Guthrie investigation is ongoing. Follow-up continues at multiple locations. No suspects, no persons of interest or vehicles have been identified. No scheduled press briefings. If any significant developments occur in this case, a press conference will be called. Yeah, so I just thought like we're a week into this. They have the best of the best there. So how is there no suspects? And it kind of reminded me of the other day. Remember when Christina was looking up the jammers, like the Wi-Fi jammers? I was like, maybe you were onto something, Christina, because maybe did like no one on that block have any security footage of a person of interest or a car or anything? I don't understand what's going on. Oh, Cassidy's live also. I have terrible timing. Well, I'm fine if people want to come back here for replay crew. I just felt like I had to make sure, like I said, I was going to follow this case until the end, and that's what I'm going to do. Give Cassidy all my love. Tell her sorry. So yeah, let's see. So they were on the property. There was one other thing here though I wanted to show you guys from today. And it just seems like it's the sheriff's office. I'm just wondering, like, where's FBI? Okay, so I liked this statement too, because from SF Investigates, and this was regarding them at Annie's house last night. And he said, something does not add up regarding the supposed search warrant executed last night at Annie Guthrie's home. Only sheriff's deputies, technicians were present. If this warrant was for blood or other significant evidence, the FBI evidence response technicians would be leading that effort. Additionally, the sheriff's personnel at the home were not wearing the level of PPE used during luminol or blue star testing. In those situations, investigators wear more than gloves to prevent cross-contamination, including Tyvek suits, boot covers, and respirators. It seems this was a consent search that the FBI didn't feel was significant enough that they needed to be involved in. So, I mean, he knows better than I do. You know, I couldn't really tell. We did see them with gloves. We did see some of the people that were in there. Again, it was 3 hours last night. They did exit with like some things that were like in a brown bag, it looked like. And we did see the flashing go off, that they were definitely taking photos. But yeah, and they had gloves on. So we went through that one. We're going to go back to the church one in a second. Yeah, so you can kind of see here the flashes, and they were like inside the home. I mean, it's just bizarre. I don't know. This case is crazy. Yeah. So, but remember also a few days ago, Trump was interviewed and he said he thinks that there's going to be a conclusion soon. So what does that mean? And also, and there was another I think I didn't save. But there was like another like a map that looked like there was some sort of like grid map, like that the deputies or some officers had like walked into the sheriff's office yesterday with a grid map. And so it looks like, are they now searching for her or like a body? And if they are, does that mean that they don't think that the ransom note is real? I don't know. I have so many questions. What do you guys think? What is the update, DFJ? Oh, well, I just went through the latest update since yesterday. Are you saying there's another update? Hold on. I don't see any updates this second. Let's see, but I'm just keeping live with it. So there's people like on scene. They're going to lose sunlight soon. So they're not going to be doing these searches. Here, let me go to this one. They're not going to be doing these searches when it gets dark, like outside. So if they're looking for something, if they are doing a grid search outside here, this is when they were looking in the manholes or whatever. Why do people have manholes on the property, or is that something else? I don't think I have that. It says the man was plumping schematics for Nancy's property. Oh, the map was a plumping schematics for Nancy's property. Thank you, Angela. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Is their activity at Annie's today? So they said multiple locations. So in my mind, I was like, multiple locations. Okay. So it is not just at Nancy's. I think that in my opinion, they would have to be at the sister's house too, but I did not see, like, I haven't seen any footage of that. But if you guys have, let me know. Hello, FA6 Bird. It says, gotta say, if Hollywood was divided, then at least some of them would be seen with Ryan Blake, yet so far not a yeah, well, I don't know. I think everyone's pretty much on the same page with Blake and Ryan. I know I should always start with them whenever I do true crime, because otherwise none of my stuff will get seen, but that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. So I'm going to go back to the other live footage. There's two. There's a drone that's live, and then we have JLR that's live. Okay, so one of the drones just stopped. Let's see what JLR is doing. Uh-oh. Yeah, so it just looks like there's media there right now. And, he's been there pretty much all day today. It doesn't look like there's any developments. And honestly, if the FBI isn't there, I'm just curious, like, what are they doing? Are they trying to do stuff like, are they trying to go back and look for something that they didn't see before? Or like, let me make sure I'm showing the right tab. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And I'll make sure it's live. There you go. So yeah, it's going to start getting dark there. It will get cooler at night, at least. It sounds like it was really hot there today. Oh my gosh, CJ, how are you doing? Do you want a link? Hold on. Here we go. I'm sending you a link right now, CJ, if you want it. Okay. the legend herself. I forgot who you're rooting for today, CJ, but I know the game is at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, right? Christy says, are they possibly looking for a body or something that could have been flushed down the toilet? Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is so crazy. So it doesn't look like there's any. They're obviously they're looking for something. And someone said, Hawks, Seahawks. I think most people are the Seahawks, if I remember correctly. Oh, we have CJ here. Here we go.
What's
Hey,
up? I
Mom.
can't stay long because I'm hosting and I'm prepping and I still have to go back out and I'm in the weeds, y'all. I only have a couple hours to do all this, but I just wanted to pop in because oh my gosh, DFJ is the one that got me into this case. I didn't really know a lot about it, and then I think a lot of the true crime community's been covering it. But I wanted to say real quick, I think what they're doing is ruling out like the brother and the son-in-law and the sister, and then ruling out anything else. Like that's why they're checking the manholes and all that stuff, like making sure she's not in there before they pay out the.
Well, but like honestly, maybe like the second or third day, they had the dogs at her house. And so maybe I don't know if like it made it seem like they were looking for some kind of trail or something in the beginning, and then they never brought the dogs back again. Because normally if they are looking for a body, I mean, I've just never seen it where they're looking for a body and there's not the hounds there. So but like I don't know. And it is crazy that like, tomorrow is supposedly this ransom deadline, and we still don't know for sure if that whole ransom thing is legit. But I mean, the way that that Savannah, like, and her siblings in that video where they seemed resigned to the fact that they're like, we'll give you your money, just like send her home. It just seems like, maybe they know something like we don't, or they just assume it at this time. I don't know. But you're right. Like when they went back to the sister's house yesterday, I just thought that was so strange because they looked at their car first. So, and then after they took their car, then 2 days ago, they took like Nancy's car.
Well, I'm
And
wondering if they're cooperating or not, because remember, like a couple days ago, I saw that they had like the case, and the case said Cellbrite on it. And so I was thinking, I'm wondering if they like asked them for their phones, like, do you want to cooperate? Like, give me your phones, like, let's do a Cellbrite on them. Because I remember
yeah,
that one of the cops came out with the little Cellbrite case.
yep,
So I'm
that was
wondering.
early on, very early on. And you know what's very strange about that? It wasn't just any Cellbrite case. That it was an ICAP. Is that what? Hold on, let me go to my slide. It was like an ICAP worker or employee, which is like, what is it that? Let me make sure I have the right term for it. It was the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. So like, which is kind of a strange thing. It was like they are kind of the best with data, but it was like, so I was like, why is ICAC? So yeah, Internet Crimes Against Children. Why were they there? And
Really quick, because Annie and the son-in-law Tommaso, they have a preteen kid. I think that's what I was reading in
they
the web
do.
search.
Yep,
On
they
web
do.
search,
And then,
somebody was saying that their son is preteen, so I'm wondering if that's why the crimes against children was there. Is that him right there?
well, Tommaso is like a sixth grade teacher, and I think like a high school teacher as well. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this is like the family photo. I think that's their son. I think those are Savannah's kids, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, it's heartbreaking. It's so sad. And it was very strange because then I was listening to the interview room and they raised all the alarms. They're like, why is ICAC there? They're like, because anyone can do a Cellbrite extraction if they were just looking at their phones. And they're like, if they were, looking for something deeper. See, it says now the ICAC, let me read. Badge appears to be from the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force, and the box with the strap over his shoulder is believed to be a forensic extraction device used to access data from smartphones, SIM cards, and more. The Cellbrite Universal Forensic Extraction Device can even retrieve encrypted data and deleted content. Because one of the big things of the case, I'm totally going backwards now on my slides, but that's okay, is this whole, like, the whole church story. Because, and let me play the video first.
Had both the Daily Mail and Brian Enton yesterday told us as well, reporting that Nancy Guthrie wasn't going to church physically anymore and hadn't been since the COVID pandemic, that she'd been joining the live stream the church offers and participating from her home. Moreover, the Daily Mail reports it wasn't a Zoom situation where the congregants could see who was joining virtually. It was just a live stream being blasted out by the church, outgoing only. And therefore, no one would be aware of whether Nancy was participating or not. So how do we go from she talked to a friend who was concerned at the church, which you heard him say on camera there, and they took him an hour and then they called 911, to now it's they checked on Nancy and discovered her missing and within moments called 911.
Yeah. I can have an answer for that one. Why I think, because it's like, when people are like in the chats, like I know, like I'm gonna see the same people in the chats when I go into like Dana stream or Zach stream, like the streamers that go on at the same time every day or whatever. And so I think that's what it was, that when they didn't see her in the chat, that they were like, okay, this is unlike
Do
her
we
because she's
know that
always in the
that
chat.
church has a chat?
Well, if it's a live stream, is it YouTube, like a YouTube live stream?
No,
They
it's
usually
like
have the chat option.
it's okay. That would be so. Do you think that you can be chatting during church?
I mean, I don't know, I've seen YouTube live streams from like, I don't know, but they're like the mega churches and they have like the chat on the side.
I
Like on
mean, I should
YouTube.
have tried. That would have been probably the smart thing for me to do. I should have tried joining this morning, but because the
Is
other
it on YouTube, their church, or is it
no,
just
it's
like
not.
on their website?
It wasn't YouTube. It was from their website.
Oh, maybe they're not.
I'll
I don't
show
know. That
you
was my theory.
because so this was the worship services, and so there's two different times for Sunday, and it's 9 a.m. or 9:45. The 9:45 doesn't work with the timeline. So it would have had to have been the 9 a.m. one. And from what I understand, church is only usually like an hour. So like it just doesn't work with the timeline, and also, so they don't see her in the chat. So what do they do? They try texting her, calling her. How did it get to the point where they contacted her kid, her daughter, and made it an alarm situation to check on her? Like, why didn't they? I don't know. Maybe it's all normal. And the other part of that, and I posted that somewhere here. Hold on, let me see.
Sorry I made you go out of order.
No, it's okay. Everything's out of order. I said it's hard to know if it's the family story that's sketchy or if the reporting from the sheriff is just jumbling information, which makes things seem inconsistent. And I think that's part of the problem, because to me, it just seems like maybe the sheriff isn't used to doing these types of, high profile cases and having the press around, which, that's probably a good thing. Here, let me share this tab instead. We can just see what's going on live. But to me, it seemed like, maybe they jumbled the information, and that's why to us it's sounding like a little bit crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, really quick, because I don't have that much time. So thank you for helping me realize the stickers on Northwest were not piercings. Oh, Christine, I was fighting for my life today because I was like, why do I even care correcting these people?
Wait,
I was
what
on
happened?
X. I was on X because somebody was posting, and like I just saw a bunch of posts of people being like, I can't believe they let Northwest pierce her hands, those dermal piercings, blah blah blah. And then they were saying that they were like infected because of her fingers. But I'm like, I'm constantly on TikTok. You know me, I had to delete TikTok a couple days ago so I could prep for this party because I'm so addicted to it. But I stay on TikTok, so I know all like the little TikTok trends and everything. And it's like a trend between like Gen Z of bedazzling your hands with like using this like glue to glue like metal things, or they have like these little magnets that you stick on, and then the piercing sticks onto the magnet, so it makes it look real, but they're not real. And so I was correcting everyone, like, can't believe y'all think that she really pierced her hands, like it's not really piercings. But anyways, appreciate
Wow.
y'all for
I didn't
for
even know that. That's so funny.
she's like, thanks for schooling me. I didn't mean to sound so harsh. I was like, dude, it's not a real piercing. But back to this case real quick before I have to go. And hi to everyone in the chat that's been saying hi. Okay, because this is one thing that I wanted to tell you, was the whole blood trail. I felt like that's like a, what do you call it? Red herring,
Red
because the
herring,
back door was open
open.
and then there's the trail of blood in the front. Like, did they take her out from the back?
Well,
Or
I think
and
that
then
maybe
the blood was like fake, like maybe they pricked her finger, like when you prick something for like diabetics
well,
or
that
whatever,
looked
like
more than
maybe,
a finger prick. That was a lot of blood.
I mean,
But
yeah, maybe, but I don't
I
know.
think I think they entered through the back, and then, but that is confusing, because did they pull up? Because obviously they would have to have left with a car. You can't leave with an 84-year-old woman who needs help walking more than 50 yards. You can't like just force her out to walk through the terrain, so I feel like they must have had the car pulled up front, maybe like broken through the back and then made her come out through the front and they took the camera or something. I don't know. But they actually had to have taken the camera first, technically, because timeline wise, the camera went offline before her pacemaker disconnected from the phone and the Apple Watch.
Mm. But
So,
I don't
I
know
mean,
why. I just feel like, but then again, where's Khaleesi? The dumb criming, don't be criming. Was that
don't be
Khaleesi name?
criming.
Because I'm like, that just sounds so like. I mean, there are dumb criminals. Remember, what was the one that we did dumb criming on? Was the mom that called her son from the jail? What is her name?
Oh, Adelson, Donna.
Yeah. Because I'm like, why would they leave the dripping blood? Or was it a case where like they didn't know that like someone was gonna like ring the alarm so early, so they didn't
Yeah.
have time to go back and clean it up? But
Well,
to
I
me, I don't
also,
know. That's
if you
my gut
want it,
instinct is that was the blood was a red herring,
because
or to like
also,
scare them.
if you wanted, if this really was a ransom situation, like that means you want the person, you're exchanging the person's life for the money. So why is she bleeding on the way out? Like, did they hurt her? That's like, whoever did this, I think is really dumb. And that's why it's hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that it could be also connected with this ransom. But I don't know, unless the ransom letter says something specific that makes authorities think that it is connected. And how can they not trace it at this point? Like how can you send 6 million, or we don't know, that's not necessarily confirmed, but let's just say millions of dollars. How can you send millions of dollars via crypto and it like literally is untraceable? I'm not a crypto person, so I don't understand. It's like, I mean, I could be speaking like a different language. Laura says that she's torn because she had a family member of a good friend get kidnapped a year and a half ago. It still happens. They came home and the kidnapper was caught, not a family member. It is so scary. It's just so crazy. And that's why I've been giving a lot of grace to the family. And as much as because I feel like it would be horrible. They're the last ones that saw her. They live close to her. Obviously, let's say if they were the people who did it, like they must know, like it would be pretty obvious, but I don't know. CJ, are you muted? I think we lost CJ. Donna was asking on her page about the cousin. I sent it to you on DM. Oh, okay. Let me check. Sorry if I didn't see that. I don't know. I feel bad sharing that. I feel like is that hearsay? Do we know that what's the source of this? It just says the cousin Terry during her childhood, Guthrie had a cousin named Terry who would playfully stage mock kidnappings and road trips with her and her sister Annie. I mean, I don't know. That's I wish I knew like what the source of this was. Tell Donna to put her source. Oops, let me go back to the home and see if there's any other updates we see. It's almost lunchtime. Well, no, people are probably going to get ready for the Super Bowl soon. Yeah, let me go back and let me see what JLR's live feed has. It looks like people are leaving, so let me share this tab instead. And let's see what else I had on my slides. What happened to CJ? She's going to think it's like Shapiro or something. Okay. I'm just going back through the story. Oh, yeah. But this is also why. So I don't know if it's the family. Like, again, this could just be like the law enforcement not being good because the timeline has changed so many times with the church story. So, like, one of the first reports, it says the relatives checked on Guthrie, so Nancy, at 11:56 a.m. after finding out she was uncharacteristically absent from church. They discovered that she wasn't home, and then relatives call 911 at 12:03, report her missing. Okay, then this was like another report that was early on. It says approximately 11 a.m. someone who attends church with Nancy called the family to report the 84-year-old never made it to services. It's kind of interesting. And then it says. And then this one is crazy because it says the sheriff said Nancy didn't attend her church service, adding that her family was notified about the absent by a churchgoer. Officials said family members went to Nancy's home around 11 a.m. and spent some time looking for her. And then it says like at 11:56, the family checks in on her. So they live 10 minutes away. Like, which one is it? Because then there was another one that says like within 10 minutes of the call, they went over. And so that's why I'm saying, like, if the church was like at 9, if it was over at 10, let's say it's even over at 10:30, it still doesn't add up with any of these timelines. But I don't know, again, if that is because like the sheriff's office, like communication wise, or their notes are all messed up. Maybe a little bit careless. Maybe they don't have a strong attention to detail. Because again, these were the 2 times. There's one at 9 a.m. and the 10:45 a.m. one doesn't work. So it would have had to been a 9 a.m. one. Yeah, that was the family. Oh yeah, I put the thing about the Super Bowl. And let me go back to the live stream. It looks like people are just walking. Oops, let me go share this one instead. Yeah, and again, why aren't the FBI there today? So like, what are they doing? Are they looking for something else? Or are they looking for evidence? Sorry, Laura, did you say the rest of the details of your story? I didn't see it. Yeah, super crazy. I'll have to tell you all about it. It was also during my friend's husband's funeral, and everyone had okay. Well, that's so sad. But like she did, so it sounds like she was alive, right? They got her alive. That breaks my heart. Yeah, and so some people do think that the blood outside the front door is like a red herring. I don't know. Like, as if she never made it home, but they did finally collect those other cameras. There has to be something, like, unless, Christina was right and onto something, and like somehow these people were really smart and they bought like a Wi-Fi jammer, and like everyone's cameras on the street aren't working. But are they all Wi-Fi cameras? Does no one on that street? I mean, these are huge lots. They don't have like wired cameras at all. I don't know. Don't be criming, says Khaleesi. Okay, Rathel says, I know there's one. I can't see what it is. Well, you want to see the camera? Or is that what you're talking about? I showed it yesterday or the other day. I can pull it up for you. Because I did have it on I also posted on my X, which again, I'm posting like every, all the live updates there. I feel like this case has a stronghold on me because who kidnaps grannies? That's insane. She needs her medicine. Is she even still with us? Like, I just hope she's still with us, because what kind of ransom people would be kidnapping someone and then still expect like all the money if the person's not alive? That doesn't make, how would they even return like the body if it's not alive? And I hate asking these questions. I really do. But they're just like, I feel like at this point, I don't know. Maybe it's not the right time to ask it, whatever, but I just have questions. Okay, what was I doing? I was getting the camera for, here we go. For Wrathful. So it was like on the, like in the back side of the house. It like faced where the grass was. It was right here. And it was a Google Nest camera. And like, see this was like the little satellite for it. And then that was the camera. So it was there for a really long time. And somehow they just took it with them, a few days ago. Yeah, we lost CJ. I have no idea where she went. And oh, here she is. She's right here. Thought I could keep signal while going out, but lost y'all. Oh, CJ. Well, you have a link if you want to come back in. Just let me know. I know a lot of y'all are like celebrating like the Super Bowl today and watching the Super Bowl, and I feel so bad, for this family and that this is still going on. It looks like a lot of people are out there. I don't know what else they're going to be doing, because if they lose sunlight, they can't do any more grid searches. Do they have, and they're saying that they have no suspect. A week later, this is the best of the best of the best. They have the FBI. They have, oh yeah, let me play that clip for you. Yeah, they have the children's unit, whatever. And they have the best of the best there. How is there no one? They've taken like, at least, they've gone back to, each house at least 3 times now to collect forensics. where CJ said she's going to be in replay. I love you, CJ. And it is funny because, see, when CJ had originally sent me, she said, she's just like, why is like, or she sent me a link where someone's like, why is everyone like obsessed with this case? Like, it's so weird, like what we pick and choose to share about. And I was like, why? I was like, because like who kidnaps grannies? And I was like, and there's blood and she needs medicines to stay alive. And I mean, there's just, it's just a heartbreaking case. And, Savannah is famous. And another thing I saw that I thought was a good point was that, a lot of journalists have other journalists back, and so it's like they feel it was like an attack almost on one of them because they went after like a journalist family. So they are going to cover, and she's been in the industry a long time. A lot of people know her. And so I think when you mess with a journalist, you have to expect it's going to get a little bit more coverage than normal. But what I also found interesting is that Harvey Levin from TMZ said that looked like the ransom note the first time originally first sent it out to the local station and it wasn't getting picked up. Like they didn't even report on it. And so after that, they had sent it to TMZ and that's how it got broadcast. So he was almost like, I don't know, like I don't know. Again, it's just hard to say if the ransom and the kidnappers are actually the same people. But anyways, let me see do you guys have any questions? Yeah, hit that like. That's so cool. Thank you, CJ. I love your support. Raffle says, talking about the blood evidence and one of the photos people are seeing. Oh, so there was drops on the front. It was in the front door, like right outside the front door. And it was just drops of blood. And some experts had been saying it was like, it looked, like it had been like from her like walking out or something. So it's just like, and she's on, I think that she's on blood thinners, which means you are going to bleed a little bit more than normal. But still, if like this is precious cargo, why is she bleeding on their way out? But if the kidnappers are separate from the ransom note people, then it's like, and then, at that point you have to be like, what is going on here? You said you also want to know where the camera was because was it near the edge of the roof or like in the middle? It was literally sticking out. You could totally see it. It was right here. Oh, sorry. I'm not using the right thing to point. It was literally right here. And I can actually show you that exact moment because it was on this. Yeah, it was on this footage. So, and I remember it was like, let me get it for you. So yeah, this is when they were on the roof. So there you go. Okay, I'm pausing it right there. Do you see this, Wrath? See right? That's how it was. So I mean, it was pretty obvious. Look at and see, like they're documenting it. She's hiding, so she won't be in the photo. She's taking the photo, and then she removed it and she handed it off to this guy. Or this guy, sorry, not that guy. This guy, he climbed over and got it, and then this one took it in the back for evidence. But, and also I'll take a screenshot of that in case you didn't see it and you want me to send it to you later. Because I know sometimes people, you listen and you don't watch, so yeah. But that was that. So that was the other day. So let's go to today, and let me go back to JLR, see if he's still around. Yeah, he's hanging out. You guys, what kind of camera does he have? I think he's been on, how many hours was this? Yeah, like my camera would be dead by this point. It's 3.5 hours. Okay, so. Kenny says the interview room guys said they wouldn't disclose if they did have suspects. And I believe that, totally believe that too. So like maybe if they do have the suspects, they're just hanging on their tail or they need to get more evidence or something before an arrest. They actually seem to think that the case was going to be solved within a few days. I sure hope so. I mean, it, this poor family like is on edge this whole time. No one knows what's going on. Hey, Elizabeth, she says there was a package on the front door in the image with the blood drops delivered that day. That was like, it looked like an Amazon package had been delivered. Yes. I'm not sure what day. They haven't really even mentioned anything about that. Kenny says they also said the blood that they saw left, like that was strange. I can't remember exactly what they said though, they talked about the blood. I think like what at least what I remember them saying was that it looked like it had been dropped from like above, you know, so maybe like a bloody nose or something. I don't know. Vague just got here. How you doing, Vague? I don't know much. I'll catch up on fast, I promise. Yeah, I just went over like the latest updates. I mean, really, it was only that like the siblings made a new video yesterday saying that, you know, give them their mom, they'll give them you the money. There was a local news report that said the ask was 6 million, and then they retracted it and said that number wasn't confirmed. And then they were at Annie's house last night for 3 hours taking photos. And then today it looks like they're saying that there's no one. Sheriff's office said there's no suspects, no person of interest, no vehicles of interest. We have nothing, nada, no press conferences. If something happens, we'll let you know. And looks like they've been at the house. They said they're searching in multiple locations today. And I'm guessing that also means Annie's house, although I haven't seen footage there. This has all been from Nancy's today. I don't know if it's a grid search because at least not at her house, I haven't seen the dogs. You don't really do grid searches without the dogs. It's just the most disturbing, sad thing to see happen to these people. It is. It's so disgusting. And especially if the ransom thing is not connected to the kidnapping, I hope they get caught. Screw those people. And I hope they get an even worse sentence, because who does that, you know? And I know these extortion things probably happen a lot more than we realize. This is just a really high profile case, but that whole crypto thing, I mean, I don't like it. I don't get it. I don't like it. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. If I can't hold my money, like, then I don't believe I have it. Kenny says they were also speculating that it was someone from the inner circle, not necessarily family per se, but that it was someone who knew her. I totally agree. Someone obviously local. Like, this isn't like just an easy place to find or to what's the right word? Scout, you know, to scout out. And so I don't know. Okay, so you get crypto. Well, you're gonna have to explain it to me, Laura, because I don't get it at all. Like, the whole thing scares me, but I'm also like the kind of person who wants to, like, if I could, I would put like my money under my mattress, which doesn't make sense. So, Sammy says a grid search can be for evidence. Sorry, a grid search can be for just evidence, not just bodies. So dogs wouldn't be a need. Exactly. So maybe they are looking. I mean, in my mind, I thought like, you know, they're trying to find like a body, but yes, also evidence. That's totally true. And I know I saw something super dark. I don't even know if I want to say it, but you know, that maybe they were looking like for her pacemaker or something, which I'm just like, don't even go there. Let's just hope she's in one piece and that she's still with us. So, Elizabeth says that she saw FBI saying they can trace Bitcoin. Really? Because I don't know. I don't understand it. And if they can, then what is taking so long? They have the wallet number of these people that want the money. Like, why can they not trace where the wallet it's originating? So that's true. Rathel says it's not unheard of for them to do a few sweeps. That's true, but typically, wouldn't they close off the crime scene? Wouldn't they, what's the right word? You know, contain the crime scene? Because I don't know. Nancy's house had been released already before they came back to do the other sweep. So that's just, you know. But let me go to the video that Kenny was referencing, because I actually had pulled it up right on this, the part about the crimes against children unit. So I'm going to go to this one. Let me make sure you can hear it.
Who is that?
This is an ICAC team member.
I had no idea what this was.
Okay, but
it was like Matthew Modine on the screen.
No, because the way you laid it all out, Gary and John and Bob,
can you guys hear it?
It was like the heavens just went and just opened for a second, because I thought, wait a minute, what the heck is going on here?
With the ICAC element of it.
So, yeah. Chris, just explain for everybody what ICAC is and what this ICAC detective may be doing.
So, yeah, and Bob and John, you guys also jump in. Okay, ICAC is Internet Crimes Against Children. Okay, now this device that he has in this box here is what they call a UFED. and he's carrying it into the sister's home within about 2 miles away. Now, what this device is capable of doing.
Okay, the sister's home's like 4 miles away in 11 minutes, just a small correction. But anyways, but we'll keep going.
Is dumping everything on electronic devices within inside of that home. It's basically phones, computers, laptops, iPads, all you need is wires, and they're all in that box. And you take the devices and you plug them in and you go, wow, okay, we appreciate you. And then you go back, and then there's software back at the office that, runs this stuff up, and you get emails, you get text messages, you get photographs, everything in these electronic devices, you get IP addresses, everything is in that box, UFED. Okay. And Bob, John, you and I both know where I'm going, but.
Yep. So an ICAC detective may be there with some suspicion that there is potentially a device containing pornographic material on it, child porn to be specific. Am I right, Chris? Is
yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we been involved in these high profile situations and you don't pick up the phone? Okay. John, you're the case agent. Are you calling ICAC?
No, there tends to be, and in fact, during my years working in an evidence room in a large police department here in Virginia, there must be specific information that would lead ICAC investigators to either use that device or, I've also seen them seize all the devices in a house. But no, you don't. I can think of one murder scene in all that I worked where had ICAC existed, I would have called them. But no, you would not ordinarily call ICAC out for a kidnapping or even for a homicide.
So, I just thought that was pretty interesting. And here, I'm going to link this and I'll put this, if you're a replay, I will put it in the description, but I'm going to also I'll put it in the comments real quick for you guys. If you want to because apparently they're also going to go live again later tonight. And I really like the second one down, Gary Bricado. He's always like one of the most spot on for any like criminal profiling. I feel like he nailed Koberger before anyone else. He's like, this is exactly what he thinks it is. He had I think he's one of the best. And what he had said for this one, he said it's really hard to tell because, he can't see the notes. There's very little to go off of with this case, but he did give like a few examples of like, that they all said that it was very like, well, they were going off with the Harvey from TMZ said how it was like a very well written note. And they're like, well, like it could almost sound like some sort of teacher. So I think that's also what's kind of led people to be like, oh, well, Tommaso, Annie's husband, is a teacher. But he also said, he's like, but it could be someone like a local neighbor child. He definitely thinks it's someone, who knows them, who's local. It could be like their kid who's not right in the head and they've done something, so definitely, I don't know. There's just, this case is just so heartbreaking. And I want to hope there's updates. Just the fact that like, I don't want to believe that there's nothing, and I watched this feed and the other drone feed. I listened to it all day. I literally went into the shower with my AirPods to listen because I didn't want to miss anything. And I don't know if we're going to get anything more today. But I wanted to give you guys all the updates that went through until today. And if anything else breaks, I will definitely go live. Let me see if there was anything else I had. I'm just going to go quickly to my page because I think I shared with you everything. Yeah. Because they had the drones. They were looking. They said there was going to be a grid. Yeah. So I think we're caught up from yesterday. And yeah, again, tomorrow's the deadline. And I don't know if it's even related. Oh, we have one more update. Hold on, let me go to this. JLR says reports are out that FBI Director Kash Patel will be in Tucson, Arizona on Monday. So does that mean they think they're going to solve this by Monday? I mean, he's not going to fly out just for like the heck of it, right? I don't know. But I just got to say, like, you know, I appreciate like all the boots on the ground people. Seems like media has been out there for hours in the heat, which is not easy. I like, I wish I could like, I want to like Uber Eats them electrolytes because I want to be like, it's the desert. You have to remember in the desert, like you have to drink twice as much like water than you think you need for the heat. And let me just see if there's anything else that chat says. Rathel says, I have my old criminology textbook from college. I can look stuff up. Well, that's cool. Kenny says, I just happened to stumble into this live and didn't think I would stay, but I ended up watching the whole last hour of it. Well, thank you, Kenny. Are you talking about me or the interview room? I thought you were talking about me. I was like, well, I'm honored either way. Yes, please like and subscribe. That'd be great. You know, my videos, honestly, I try so hard to report the truth and not to be clickbait. And I get like, I get really bad views and I'm trying to improve the way I present it. I was like, well, maybe it's me. But yeah, if you want to help out, it'd be just really cool to drop a comment, you know, like the video, that would be great. And again, I think that was pretty much all the slides and all the updates, and it looks like nothing else was breaking. If it does, I will go live. But yeah, I just wanted to tell everyone, you know, let's pray that we get Nancy home. Like, I really hope that we get, what's the right word? We get peace for the family. I really hope we get peace for the family. So let's stay on it. I love all of you. I will speak with you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Go Super Bowl. Go whoever you're cheering for. And I will talk. And thank you to my mods. Thank you so much, Laura and Khaleesi and Christina for stopping by. And to the replay crew. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. And we'll talk soon.